Catch 'em all.
Hey guys, Pokedan here. Previously on the channel, you've joined me to talk about my top 10 favourite shiny Pokemon. But in that video, I couldn't showcase all my favourite shinies, just 10. And recently in my Discord server, a member known as Greninja Master 658 suggested I make a video on my favourite shiny Pokemon of each and every type. And honestly, I love this idea. So hats off to Greninja Master for this suggestion. If you guys have any video ideas you'd like to see me tackle, you can let me know in my Discord server, which will be linked in the description. Anyway, today you guys join me to discuss my favourite shiny Pokemon of each type. And remember guys, that this is just in my opinion. So be sure to let me know who your favourite shinies are down in the comment section. But with all that being said, let's get started with the video. So kicking it off for this video, we have the normal type. And my favourite shiny for this category has to be Bewear. There are so many cool looking normal type shinies. But the reason I chose Bewear over the rest is because, well, look at it. It's Pokemon's answer to Winnie the Pooh. And I mean, who doesn't love Pooh Bear? The colours also work really well together and I'm a big fan of the shiny. So for the fighting type, my choice is not going to be one that everyone will understand, but it's Machoke. I understand that the green on shiny Machoke may look a little bit sickly, but this shiny is nostalgic to me because it was one of the first ever shinies I owned. I remember playing through Pokemon Platinum, running through Mount Coronet and randomly finding this beauty. So for nostalgic reasons, shiny Machoke is my favourite. So next up is Flying, and for this category there was a lot of choice, but my favourite is Dragonite. I could have chosen this Pokemon for my favourite dragon type, but once you see who that is, chances are you'll agree with my choice. But either way, I just didn't want to leave shiny Dragonite out. So thankfully, because of it being part flying type, it counts for this category. I really like this shiny because it's a classic and it looks so nice. When you think of shiny Pokemon, chances are this is one of the first you think of. I mean, it's just iconic. Okay, so Poison is the next type, and for me, there was always going to be one choice, being Nidoking. This is a Pokemon that I often use on my competitive battling team, and whenever I use it, it's a bonus if it is shiny. It seems as though shiny Nidoking has just taken Nidoqueen's regular colouring, and to me it looks so nice. Also, blue is my favourite colour, so that's another reason I adore this shiny form. The ground type is the next type that I'm going to be talking about, and for this category, I've chosen a Pokemon I actually don't like all that much. But nevertheless, I adore its shiny form, and it is Camerupt. Like I said, Camerupt in its usual form isn't that impressive to me. But seeing it shiny, well, that's another story. This shiny looks so dark and so shady, I just love it. And even though the Pokemon itself I don't love, I can always respect a good shiny. The Pokemon representing the rock type in this video is Rockruff. I know this probably seems like a random choice, but hear me out. I've never been one who loves shiny hunting. I have hunted shinies before, and I've enjoyed doing so as well. And in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Rockruff was the first shiny Pokemon I hunted using the SOS method. And when I found it, I was so ecstatic. So just like shiny Machoke, Rockruff is on here due to nostalgic reasons. For the bug type, I've chosen a Pokemon with a really cool shiny form, and it is Crustle. I feel like this Pokemon is pretty underrated, but just one look at its shiny colouring will make you love Crustle. In Crustle's shiny form, part of its design changes to a radioactive light green colour. And because this shiny looks incredible and unique, what can I say? I guess I'm a fan. This shiny is like Marmite. I feel like you either love it or you hate it, and for me, it's love. So, up next we have the Ghost type. And there were a lot of good contenders, but my favourite is Shiny Gourgeist. When Gourgeist is shiny, the orange parts of its design change to purple, and it really makes this Pokemon look more spooky, and for a ghost type, that's only a good thing. I think the Gourgeist shiny is one that really stands out. It just looks great. So next we have the Steel type, but this Pokemon is also part Ghost type. I'm talking about Shiny Aegislash. Let's be honest for a second, Shiny Aegislash looks so badass. The colouring of this Pokemon changes to almost all black, and the dark colours make it look so cool. I like Aegislash in its regular colouring, but its shiny is just so much better. And for that, I just had to talk about it today in this video. So next up is the Fire type, and my favourite shiny this time round belongs to a pre-evolution, and it is Ponyta. Out of any Fire type shiny, this is probably the coolest one that exists. In this form, the red fire on Ponyta turns into a stunning blue colour, and it's the blue flame that makes me adore this colour variation. It's just like when Mega Charizard X gains new flame colours. I think it's really fun and I like it. For the Water type, we have a classic shiny, and it's probably the most iconic shiny form out there, and it belongs to Gyarados. Right, so I know everyone gets the chance to capture the red Gyarados in the games, and it really isn't that unique, but all that aside, you have to admit that this Pokemon has a cool shiny. And yeah, maybe the red Gyarados everyone gets did impact my choice, but I just really like how the colour changes from blue to red in this shiny form. The Grass type is up next, and yet again, I've chosen a fan favourite shiny, being Shiny Roserade. Roserade on its own is a Pokemon I adore, but when I see its shiny colours, it only gets better. This shiny change is pretty subtle, the main change being the colour of the bouquets on Roserade's design, but nevertheless, I like it above all other Grass type shinies, so it deserved a spot in the video. For the Electric type, I've chosen one of my favourite ever Pokemon, and it is Luxray. Even though I love Luxray as it is, whenever I see it in its shiny form, I can't help but smile. I mean, just look at this beast, it turns gold. Surely, when Game Freak created this shiny, they made it gold because they knew how well fans would love it. I mean, they probably didn't think that much into it, but either way, I appreciate them for giving us Luxray and its shiny form. One colour that represents the Psychic type pretty well is pink, and that's the colour of my favourite Psychic shiny too, which is of course Drowzee. I know this seems like a random choice, but I truly do love how this creepy guy turns into a pink Pokemon. It makes it seem so much more innocent and cute. I've actually hunted for this shiny before too, so that's another reason why I like it. But this shiny is so underrated and I had to talk about it. We only have a few types left to talk about, but the next one is of course Ice. Ice type shinies generally tend not to change all that much, but that doesn't apply to my choice for this category as it is Shiny Lapras. In Lapras's shiny form, the majority of the Pokemon's colours turn more pink. And guys, I am all for a pink Lapras. Just like Drowzee, who I just mentioned, this colour suits the Pokemon well. Earlier in the video, I mentioned how I didn't choose Dragonite as my favourite Dragon shiny, and that's because there was just one that was better, and I can now say that that Pokemon is Tyrantrum. As I've mentioned, I really like the colour blue, and this colour applied to Tyrantrum just works really well and it really stands out. Tyrantrum in its regular colouring I'm a fan of, but in its shiny form it only gets better. I mean, how can you not like this shiny? So Dark is the next typing in this video that I'll be talking about, and the Pokemon I've chosen for this category is Zoroark. I mean, come on, just look at shiny Zoroark. How could anyone not find this thing to be a badass? It gets a load of purple added to its design, and it looks so much cooler. Zoroark is a Pokemon that I've always liked since I was young. I've never owned a shiny version, but that doesn't mean that I've never tried. One day, Zoroark, I will have you in your shiny form. And the final type to talk about is the most recent typing added to the franchise. It is of course, Fairy. Even though a lot of older Pokemon got retyped to become part Fairy type, it's actually one of the new fairies whose shiny I just adore. And that is Tapu Koko. We've spoken about badass black shinies on this list already, and this one is no exception. I know all the Tapus get shiny forms like this, but if I had to choose one that I preferred over the rest, it would have to be Tapu Koko. It's just a really cool Pokemon and it deserves to be on this list. But anyway, with all that being said, that pretty much wraps things up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, be sure to let me know some of your favourite shinies down in the comments section. But for now, I've been Pokedan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.